It's guns. Name one that has occurred without a gun.
Alrighty, we got Staff Sergeant Clueless here doing a TikTok. The name tape's on. U.S. Army. Of course, the account's now private. I'm going to interrupt in the TikTok, and then towards the tail end of the video, I'll play it in full so you can take a gander. Stand by.
Oh, that's crazy. That's not possible. And I know some smartass is going to be like, name one car accident that has occurred.
I'm going to get crazy here. Support and defend the Constitution, right? The Second Amendment. I would think that would be your first stance. Or I would think you'd have enough sense to shut the and not comment on this with your uniform on TikTok. It just seems like a terrible idea on so many levels. You know, we've seen them before. I've got some here on this channel. And if you're not, please make sure to go to the description and follow me there. I've been demonetized on YouTube, titled as hateful and harmful. Let's keep going.
Without a car, it is not the same. It is not the same. If you can't see that, then you are part of the problem.
Well, I guess I'm part of the problem. I've got pew-pews, and if I don't put my booger finger on the trigger, right, they never go bang. That's a thing, right? We know that. We know a lot of the people that got the pew-pews and do the terrible shit. I'm having to talk in code here. Bear with me. Have mental illnesses, which their parents should have identified and redirected them when they were young. We know that. Government can't solve this problem. But let's just back up a second. We don't need to get into that debate. You would think this person, this staff sergeant, she's probably been in, what, 10 years? Let's just guess, would know better than to put this on TikTok in your uniform with name tapes on. And, of course, now it's private, because she should have known better.
Car was invented for the sole purpose of travel. That is, its sole intended purpose is to travel. A weapon system, a gun, was created with the sole purpose of destroying whatever you pointed at.
Well, you don't point it at things you don't want to destroy, right? You don't pull the trigger. You know, most people who have a firearm, think about this for a second. It sits in a gun safe, or they take it out and plink paper. That's it. So all these guns you hear about, none of them are doing anything. Now, clearly, we got a small group of people that are despicable human beings, demons, right? We know that. Does that mean that my pew-pews, my fishing rods, should be taken away for the small group of lunatics? In her mind, U.S. Army, right? My wife's in the Army. And I see this and I go, I question your judgment. Are you that stupid to put this on TikTok? Number one. Number two, support and defend the Constitution. Number three, why would you think this is a good idea in any world?
Is its sole purpose. And don't you weaponize mental health unless you have a solution on how to get universal health care for everybody so that they can get that mental health treatment. That
I just can't believe this is real. I mean, universal health care, we got it. Universal health care is called the VA, honey. Join the party. Good luck seeing a physician. We could talk at length about that. Did a video on here about the VA. If you haven't seen it, you should. I gave you some pro tips to help you out. Pretty familiar with it. This person talking about universal health care is going to solve that. You know, people fly in on droves from Canada to see urologists, pay cash from Canada because I want to see somebody not in 18 months. So that's going to solve it.
You just think will magically happen. That person obtained the weapons legally. You can't say that more laws will only prevent.
We could make it illegal, just like we did the war on drugs. Drugs are illegal, right? And drugs use has gone up. We got a southern border that's porous, that drugs flow from. So if you don't think pew-pews, fishing rods would flow from that if you make them illegal, if you don't think the bad guys would have nonstop pew-pews, you got to be kidding yourself. I mean, but that doesn't matter because this is what we got. And when you hear the Secretary of the Army say, what do you mean the military's not woke? It comes down from leadership and you get this. I want to understand my white privilege. See General Miley?
Good people from getting guns. It is abhorrent and unacceptable that children in this country have seen more combat than I have in my 8 years in the Army, dude. Come on.
Well, I have a lot to say there, but I won't because I'm on thin ice again, like I say with YouTube, hateful and harmful. That's, you know, what they told me, demonetized. What do you think here? I mean, this person, you know, since she hasn't seen combat in her 8 years, children have seen more because of mental patients running around. And we could have universal health care, man. We could have all of it. We've got it. It's called the VA. It doesn't work. There's bigger problems, right? All right, so now that I interrupt, let me play the whole thing. Trying something new. Let's just see what you guys think.
It's guns. Name one that has occurred without a gun. Oh, that's crazy. That's not possible. And I know some smartass is going to be like, name one car accident that has occurred without a car. It is not the same. It is not the same. And if you can't see that, then you are part of the problem. A car was invented for the sole purpose of travel. That is, its sole intended purpose is to travel. A weapon system, a gun, was created with the sole purpose of destroying pointed at. That is its sole purpose. And don't you weaponize mental health unless you have a solution on how to get universal health care for everybody so that they can get that mental health treatment that you just think will magically happen. That person obtained those weapons legally. You can't say that more laws will only prevent good people from getting guns. It is abhorrent and unacceptable that children in this country have seen more combat than I have in my 8 years in the fucking army, dude. Come on.
All right. So, I mean, there's so many parts to this. Number one, the first part is if you got your political leanings, you don't put it with a uniform on TikTok with your name tape on. Can we start there? That seems like I question anybody's judgment. Can you imagine being a junior, I'm a submarine, a junior soldier to her and have to deal with this bullshit? I mean, come on now. Number two, we have things that are illegal. You know, I grew up in the 70s and 80s, okay? More access to firearms by far than now. We didn't have near the legislation in place. There was no shootings. I never even thought about it. I mean, we shot guns, never thought about it. Now, I wasn't getting jammed into my head, violent video games. My parents would get after my ass. They'd say, hey, son, go get the belt. A lot of reasons why. But we had more access to firearms, less legislation at the time, right? And she's saying, well, it's the gun. Just take all the guns. That'll solve the problem. Will it solve the problem? It's a bigger issue, right? I'm going to rant here a little bit. It's parenting. These parents put their kid in front of the computer and say, hey, Junior, go to it. They play video games like a porn, and there's no downside. I'm not saying get rid of video games. I am saying you're not going to solve it by yanking all the guns away. And there's a thing called the Second Amendment. You know, we'd been just like Australia during the Shmona period without the 2A. I mean, what do you think about this? This person just lacked any ability, any professionalism, any judgment, any military bearing. Thanks for watching. Make sure to go to the description below. That way you can see videos in the future. I don't know where I'll be. Thank you again.